we noticed the trains. They were actual subway trains.
Yeah, they're like CTA trains.
Yeah.
They're actually, it's good stuff. It's great details. It's beautiful production value here at Beyond the Summit, CS Summit 6 online retro version. And we are live. G2 starting on the defense, which is probably the most difficult part of picking train as your map. And we'll see if ENCE can overcome it. Amanek waiting in ladder room. Oh, that's some early pressure. The next, I can't believe he held his nerve. I can't believe he didn't toss a single grenade out.
So important as well. Speaking about the neon trains, maybe that's the next update. I'd love to see that. It's cooler trains. It was an inside fake, a crappy one at that for ENCE. They're just running back and forth, trying to waste some nades on that CT side. But they do have the bomb site now, and still ladder control. Hunter's gonna go down.
Bit bold in that slow approach. Tagged up by the P250, Kenny S is going to slide into old hell and try and help on this retake, breathe some life into it. They don't have a kit picked up at the moment, and out in the open, Nex is in a duel. Kenny S, he hasn't sprung to action just yet. I can't believe he hit that shot. Kenny S now missing a huge opportunity in ladder room, and this should seal the round. I don't know if G2 can actually get this. He's got the kit. He's not sticking the bomb though. There's the spam. He wants to get this one kill. Oh, and he runs out of ammo, and that might have been it. If he had gotten that kill, they would have been able to defuse surely with Kenny S in protection, and now he's just lost.
Oh man, what a great recovery for ENCE, because you're right. They were just kind of running around the place. That fake, it didn't fake no one. Nexa, he still held on to his utility. And you're right. I mean, Nexa, he was definitely set in place to be able to defuse that bomb. Kenny S was all for it, one step ahead, but ENCE, they get away with this T-pistol.
Well then.
G2 rebuy though. Common on that CT side, losing the pistol. It was pretty close, because even you saw that you said it yourself. That was a kill that you probably shouldn't have had on the E-box. I forget who actually got the kill. Maybe it was Jax.
Nexa.
Oh, it was Nexa.
It didn't look like, I don't know. I mean, it was obviously
he was aiming on someone else.
Yeah, it looked like he was just pre-firing with the peak and pre-fired into the wrong person's face, which is always fun.
I love this about G2 as well. This is an eco round. Obviously, it's a full buy in some sense, but you know as well you're lacking the weaponry to kind of hold this off. So you take a gamble and you stack inside. You have ladder control as well, so even rotates-wise, it's going to be very fast. If they go outside here, ENCE, you're just saving these weapons for next round, but here they're going to go right in the beat grinder.
Nice flash.
It's a B stack.
Oh, they should be able to hold on to this, though. This is actually a real chance for G2. One low HP, two low HP players, and Alu's looking for something with that scout, and if they have the information, these guys have been tagged up, there's a chance. Amanek is going to be able to add one on top. That's Sergey to fall in a 2-on-2, and this is a long flanking route from our boy Alu. He's leaving X7 high and dry for the moment.
And Alu, he might be able to catch Amanek here. He's got everything to fight for. Bomb is not planted for him, and Jax, he's already pushed up forward. If Jax sticks this, he does make the sound cue here.
They're never going to.
Oh, man. Yep, Alu. There's no way Jax can stick this. Alu knows it.
Still going to go down.
These are really good frags for G2.
Yeah, salvaging the AK as well. All 5 players go down for ENCE. So yeah, congratulations on your victory, but that hurts in round number 2 to have this kind of a loss sustained. They'll have to rebuy fully.
Yeah, I mean, this is a round where we talk about as well. When all of the members from ENCE goes down, the conversation here goes, are we buying again?
I want to see them buy again. Not because I think it's a good idea, but because I want them to trigger Robin really early in the day.
I mean, it's tough, right? Because, like, you know, one of these things, again, I talk about, it's such a high gamble, especially knowing as well, ENCE did get the bomb down, so we see their buy. They still have some money left on the board, so I love this from G2. Let's not, have this half kind of get away from us a little bit. It was a nice close round. It was a stack. Let's just leave it at that. And then just continue on to the next. So it's a nice save here from G2. We do have Jack still saving the AK, but he is outside. Nexa gets the 1 kill though with the Zeus. Jack saving this AK. It's a bonus. Maybe you can get some kills here, but you don't really need to. It's a full buy for next.
X7, really low. Jax is gonna sniff this one out and probably push forward. That's his only option. He definitely doesn't want to get flanked.
I don't even know if you go for the kill. Like, you push forward into the safety, but just hold this little area. Make sure you have that AK-47 for the next round. So it'll be 3-0 for ENCE. And the full investment coming up next in round number 4.
Dream start for ENCE into this half, though. Bypassing that forced buy from G2, the double scouts, getting tagged up. Clean fourth round as well, so... Third round, rather. GG map.
It's okay, we're just waking up here. First game, always a little bit slow. First map, rather. Well, the first game for me. I need at least 4 hours to wake up.
Well, you woke up at 10, so I guess we'll see at 2.
Yep. Need 4 hours and a bunch of monster energy.
A bunch.
A bunch, at least 2.
Give me that white tea, dragon juice, whatever it was called. Amanek is going to get a little bit of damage, but he's forced out of ladder room. And 4 members of ENCE above this ladder for the moment, and it looks like it could just be a timing hit towards that inner bomb site. If they want to try and exploit, a rotation, see if they can hit a timing. KennyS will be the one to rotate back if there is too much pressure applied to Nexa, who's been brought down to 57 HP.
I think what they want to do here is they want to go down, they want to fake inner, go down ladder, and then double flash from Alu and then just kind of pincer the bomb site. But they're not obviously expecting G2 to be this aggressive. You kind of expect the 1. But it's an aggressive setup from G2. This is the timing I was talking about here. Now when they go defensive here, this is when you have the timing for manage. You can fake inner, and then you can go down pop if you want, or vice versa.
Kenny's really scaring me with that, with those moves. Ooh, Sergey's found himself in a sneaky little position out of D-box. This is good stuff. Starting to get aggressive. Oh, that's a good find. An easy angle for the headshot, and that opens everything. ENCE just applies like light pressure all over the map, nothing special, and they find an easy entrance. That's Amanek looking away for the moment. Can't stop the plant, and now they know his position. He's got to readjust. He's pinned down. Here's the peek from Old Hell. Jax has not been able to get involved quite yet. Good response. 3-on-3 now. And Jax falls again. Some of this communication from G2 looks like it's not exactly the information not being passed along super quickly.
Yeah, it's not. It's definitely a little sluggish to the start of this, but also ENCE are doing a fantastic job. You saw how many times they double peeked the G2 members.
Yeah.
So there was never really a fair fight. I mean, sure, Amanek, he had a good opening here, but ENCE, this is a really good contact play to that outside yard with the single smoke. Sergey initiating everything.
I love that round as well that they do. It's very common on the first weapon round to kind of just go inner with some nades and kind of put some pressure on. And we kind of see that, but it's a fake from that. So it's a fake for inner. They take their time in ladder room as well. Alu is just outside of team main the whole time with his nades. He's just saving them for this exact same, kind of what this push we saw. Double flash over, you come out from ladder, and you kind of just pin the bomb side with smokes on the right side.
I wonder how much ENCE would have committed to that inner bomb side if KennyS wasn't doing his little hop, skip, and jump over the trains. If he didn't spot those two players in the upper.
I think they would have still been a fake.
Yeah, because Sergey was so far up already to begin with. He was going to lurk out no matter what.
Yeah, I think they had a plan in mind from the get-go there.
So in fact, getting spotted by Kenny was probably the better thing, the best situation for ENCE.
Yeah, because that's as soon as they spotted that, that's when we saw the rotate. They actually had a nice counter setup for the ENCE round there, with one guy in ladder, one guy in E-box. But they went defensive, and that's when you saw the timing. It's 4-0 for ENCE. A good start. Almost lost the second round to a B bomb site stack from G2, but they managed to hold on. Bomb exploded, but 5 members ended up dying. But economy-wise and round-wise, they're definitely in the lead here. But it's another buy from G2 up on Kenny. He's chilling on the A bomb site there. It's a triple boost or a double boost there.
Good angle here from Kenny, but I don't think he's gonna get anything. Aerial, he's found so much ground. Good spam from Hunter. It looked like a spam through the smoke. But Sunny and Sergey, man, they're initiating this outside crunch once again. Sergey's got all the contact through the E-box. This is so much utility. All 3 members of G2 are kind of stuck behind the stop sign. Ooh. Huge pick off from Sunny there.
Yeah, a nice little slide through the smoke. Hunter's going to take up the position. 2-on-4, and hopefully when this clears, he'll have a chance. But there's so much danger. He's taking a big risk. There's the first. I think he might have even spotted a second. Certainly on top of the train. One at ladder room as well. Hunter trying to do everything. Nexus here as well, but not able to get involved in the action quite yet. And man, are they stuck inside the bomb site. All 3 players of ENCE hitting the pause button. 40 seconds left in the round, making them sweat.
Sweat it out. X7, he wants to get some information. Good timing, good peak for him. He's been so patient in this ladder room, and now it all comes down to Nexa. And he's just so far away. Bomb's gonna go down. And Nexa at this point, if he's given a free kill here from some sort of lazy 1v1, maybe he has a shot, but this is gonna be challenging. No kit either, no utility to help him out.
I'm surprised he's even going for this. There should be a kit on site then. Gets the first, but as you mentioned, Christine, no nades. I mean, this is one of the most difficult retakes that you would have had. He gets 3 1-1-1 duels at least, but not going to work out for him. That's a good start from G2 as well. Gets the entry, but then ENCE does such a good job in just slowing down the pace. As soon as you're out on that yard area, as soon as you just take a breather there, you slow down the pace, G2 will have to go and try and fish for some information, and that's when you can capitalize if you're ENCE. And 5-0 up. It's their map pick. They're very good on this map, always have been. Even during their rocky moments. I love it that we kind of see a good ENCE even with X7. We speak so highly about Jumpy, but X7 had a great series yesterday. And today we see him as well, the top fragger of the team. Good start again from him. He's telling us, he's like, hey, I'm not the problem. Kiyoshima is.
Yo, Kiyoshima's legit.
Shout out to Kiyo, wherever he is in the world. Maybe the world of Valorant. Who knows?
No, he's contracted to a CS team. What's the, Heretics?
Heretics, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, right now, they're not playing right now, is what I'm saying. Obviously, I'm very much aware he plays for Heretics.
Okay. Yeah.
They
Jason,
beat us,
don't doubt
so
it.
yeah, salt in the wound again, Jason, but don't worry about it.
I just wanted to make sure that the viewers here weren't confused. Not so much about Robin.
No, he's still very much an active player, a good one at that. It's been around the block for a while too.
He is one of those players though where it's like I've never fully understood how he just got like turned into like the black sheep.
Yeah,
the professional scene. Like every single team he'd been on was so good.
Yeah.
He just bought a Lamborghini.
What a ball.
Yeah,
Ballin'.
I saw that. It looks like a Batmobile.
I saw that too, actually.
Ballin'.
I hope that's his and not just like some little troll post.
No, I think it's his. I think he swings that way. This was an eco or a buy from G2, but no rifles. And they've gotten some kills here. It was a 3 or a 4-on-3, but now ENCE again with that slow and steady pace. Once they go outside and they get some map control, they just tone it down a little bit. They slow it down, they chill, they just hold ground, hold the angles, and for G2 again, you see, you kind of smell it. They're sniffing it, you know, they're kind of trying to want to go for some more control there, get a kill or two.
What are you, pig hunting for truffles?
No, you know, we know what I am. You know, we talked about it. I was a dog 2 days ago. Might as well continue being a dog.
Really leaning into this whole furry thing.
Really leaning into it.
Woof.
Woof woof. 6-0. I mean, I guess I don't know. I'm trying to find a silver lining for G2. ENCE's money isn't as good as you'd think it would be after 6 rounds straight. They've actually done a decent enough job of keeping it down. I think there's about 2 wins in a row that G2 would have to capitalize on to take all the money away. But
oh, look at this stat.
yeah. Uh-oh. Sergey. No pop flash quite yet. And he tries to pre-fire the angle. Good trade. X7 knows what that means, though. And big wins for the G2 side of things for the moment. Sunny couldn't win that fight. That leaves it all on Alu. This is going to be a victory for G2. He's got no HP to take any fights. 10 health, and he doesn't know where anyone is.
Dang, each member on G2, but each member on ENCE as well. So tight-knit. X7 had the immediate response for that trade, but G2, they were always set up for that. And they come out on top. Even Alu, I mean, the one trade he got, he lost majority of his health for it. So a strong defense formation for G2. Really holding the ground in that brown halls, not willing to give it up. And Alu right now, he's got 45 seconds to work with. I'm sure he's kind of fishing for a kill here, but this is an almost impossible scenario at this point. Unless G2, once again, are lazy in this. Oh, he just spotted a shoulder.
We mentioned that Alu seemingly has like 1 round every train game where he just is able to get some kind of crazy clutch. This might be the start of it. There's the first kill, and now he knows where the second guy is, looking for the peek. He wants to pull him out into the open, and it's not coming just yet.
This Molly, both players. Oh, that
the timing. You're upset.
Yeah, you're pretty furious.
But Alu just getting the 1 kill though. It's still it's a good round for G2, first round on the board for them. But just Alu, just the 3rd kill there will mean that G2 will not have a lot of money coming into next round, and on top of that, not a lot of money that they will end up saving. 3 people have to rebuy. And as Christine mentioned, a lot of money still on that end side. We have a tactical. Could be from either end here. We obviously know for G2 winning that round, they're not going to have a lot of money for spares, but they have a really good buy for this one. Up on Kenny again. And Kenny is the one with a good spawn here as well, if you want to do something freaky.
What would you do, Robin, that's so freaky?
It depends. They did the aggressive inner push last round, for example, so maybe not this round. Maybe you would go close 5 or E-box with the op, get an aggressive angle into T-main.
Oh yeah, baby, that's real freaky.
Yeah, you Molotov in ladder.
I love it.
And it's kind of on their CT side. They have a really cool early on setup that they had to kind of control the outside aggression early on. They have a lot of molly setups and HGs to kind of cover that, which is why you see less and less teams kind of utilize the T-main early on. They go there late instead. But this is an Ivy play. ENCE have not utilized Ivy a lot so far this half. So this is something new.
Oh, Sergey expect. Oh, he sees a leg. He just got out of there. I thought he might hold that angle. Wrapping around towards upper. None of them looking here. He's going to clear straight down, but can't transition over to Nexa. Unfortunate timing for him to clear that out. And Ariel's lucky that the player, Jax, was backing off. There's a massive gap in that smoke. That is atrocious.
Sloppy. And I understand what ENCE wants to do. They're obviously going for after timing. When you spot one more player inner, you know that outside is weak. So you want to go for a domino effect outside. But because of that smoke, super sloppy one. We see it again here with the replay.
Yeah, I don't know.
It got stuck on that railing there.
Say,
you know, it was going to bounce.
Maybe it got stuck on that, but that is that's not ideal. That's you can drive a truck through that gap, or a train.
And that puts ENCE on a save.
6-2 in the favor of ENCE.
I mean, it looked like the ENCE player were aware of the gap. They looked and had the look. I wonder if that's calculated or what, but they get completely destroyed by Jax.
A gap that big, as soon as you look left, you're like, oh, well, there is a gap in that smoke. Even if it's not intended, you could see it pretty quick. No utility, and they're going to quietly go for a timing play. Nexa has a smoke out. Good pick from Kenny. Good recovery from Nexa. This is going to let a plant go down, but I think G2 is going to be fine with that as long as they don't lose.
Yeah, you're super happy with this if you're ENCE as well. Not even a flashbang, so Gold was getting the bomb down. Getting 1 kill is a bonus. Almost got Kenny as well, but for G2, 4 members alive, important. Starting to finally get some money in the bank, not just good equipment. And same thing here for ENCE. We've seen mostly for ENCE a lot of inner plays, a lot of just inner bomb site defaults with Alu holding T-main and then 3-4 people going the walking ladder room. Takes control of inner and then walks down, and we see some fast flash rounds outside and 1 Ivy round that kind of failed from a bad thrown smoke. But we're back to the usual default from ENCE. 3 guys inner, take control of that area, and then same thing, have the ladder guys waste a lot of nades so you can kind of go down there later. It's Hunter that we want to keep in mind. We want to pay attention to his nades. Is when he kind of is all dried up that he tends to go defensive.
Oh, Jax. But Kenny has an answer. Does trade out Alu. He's got control of this Ivy now. Places a smoke. Nexa, he's about to be under a lot of pressure. 2 players slip by him. He's definitely heard that.
This is a play. This is a great play, though. Oh, what a trade from Ariel. Important. And he's now the only one in that inner bomb site. Kenny S is rotated over. A good find. He's fast today.
Bombs
but X7,
outside.
yeah, this is a perfect fake, a perfect lurk. And X7's going to get a freebie right to the side of the head. Now he can plant the bomb. His teammates over in ladder room to help protect. And they've got a crossfire setup.
X7, there's so much pressure. He actually gets taken out. Now Sunny jigs up. He's been spotted, but whoa! What a transfer from him, a 2K. That's sick.
That second kill is pretty nasty.
That's such a cool round for ENCE as well. I mean, we see the default early on. It's 2 Ivy, 3 guys inner, and they kind of create this like double fake scenario, even without knowing it. When they drop down lower, obviously get the 1 kill, and then once they're down there lower, we see the bomb just walks out of Ivy. The rotations are not there for G2. They haven't spotted the bomb, and it's a bit of an over-rotate, I'd say. You know, that you kind of at least leave the 1 person outside when you don't see the bomb. G2 very fast on that rotate, leaving, you know, Ivy completely open, all of outside completely open. Super cool round from ENCE.
Yeah, I'm not sure also it would take some great fortitude to not over-rotate in that scenario when 2 players have walked out upper. They've gotten a kill, they've gotten a trade. You have players at the center of the bomb site on the forward position towards CT spawn of the bomb train. That's really difficult to read because, I mean, you're kind of looking for that close player instead of gathering information about numbers, you know? That's it is a very cool tactic by ENCE to cause some confusion.
Whoa.
They've been...
Walu.
Oh, there we go.
Sweet Jesus.
4-3.
I was going to have a heart attack there.
Oh,
Now,
man.
it's unfortunate that everyone else just gets slaughtered at the inner bomb site because Alu had just found so much freedom.
Yeah, I don't think Alu was even expecting to have that much freedom. Maybe he wanted to get a duel earlier because ENCE, you're right, they started going inner. Nexa with the 3-piece, he easily just dispatches. You can see his HP. He's got 100 right now. He's stacked up upper, just spots Alu and takes him out. That's a 4K for Nexa in this round. 100 HP, 4K, and a gun round.
Not too shabby.
Yeah.
They needed someone to step up.
That was an important round to win as well.
I can't believe they all just died. Alu's probably like, guys, I'm outside at the bomb train. So I got a kill. I cleared it out. Let's go.
They're broke again.
Yeah, it's the best case for G2. ENCE won the previous round, and then G2 just take it back. So money on the ENCE side. The money bonus is not there, and we know obviously their good buy from previous round was because they got the bomb down inner. This is another save round. With 1 flashbang in Sunny's name, but he wasted already for an Ivy push. Not going to work out though. Jax, lovely spray down, gets the 3 kill. And another 5 members survive on that G2 side. And we could see an op here from Alu, but it would be glass cannon, so I'm not sure if that's what they want to do. Rather than just buying a bunch of AKs, maybe doing something fast. Maybe an outside execute.
Well, well, well.
Regular default though, from ENCE. 3 guys inner. Same old, same old. But we know here that obviously we have the mini-map, but it's a defensive setup this time around from G2. They might be wanting to take ladder room and stuff a little bit mid-round, but for early stages, it's been a defensive setup on the bomb train, and it is a fast round for outside for ENCE.
Kenny. He's just spotted X7 out at this quad area and Molotovs him out. Now ENCE find themselves all in good positioning, putting a lot of pressure on Kenny. He misses his chance. Kenny, he's got the backup from Nexa to help him out. And yeah, Nexa, he cleans up. Man, Nexa and Kenny S, they've been heating up. Remember, I believe ENCE were up 6-0 at one point. And each shot since then, we've been seeing Nexa heating up.
16 kills on Nexa, 13 on Jax. Kenny S with the AWP has hit some nice shots as well. This is a spectacular 6-1 run to recover this half. They needed it as well.
Yeah, and even looking at that, not even looking at kills, but we can tell that it's been dominant because it's only been out of these 6 rounds, it's been 1 bomb plant from ENCE. Outside of that's been eliminations only.
Look at the money though on the G2 side. They're not exactly sitting super comfortable with the cash flow they're working with. Manek is going to find 1. Good hold from Jax. 3 more kills for Jax brings him up to 16.
I think Hunter actually bought the SMG on purpose, knowing that they would be on a save, trying to pick up some more money, because he had enough money to buy a rifle if he wanted to. So
that Eco Cobra.
Oh yeah, being a little bit mindful of the money. 7-7 now. And what was looking to be such a dominant half from ENCE, it could turn into an actual half win by G2. But we'll see. It's a final round now, like I mentioned. Again, we have an off on Alu. The rounds that that has worked the best for ENCE is when they're able to come outside and they're managed to slow down the pace a little bit, just to hold some angles. And again, we see a fast play here from ENCE. They really want to go outside really fast. Again, I mentioned it, maybe it's just for map control and being able to like hold some corners and sides. But G2, because the economy is so good and utility is so good and on point, they're wasting stuff early, and ENCE, they haven't even been able to run down any. It's just like you see where they've died. Right by the choke point of ladder room.
Yeah, this is, I mean, this is a good final round of just domination for G2 to signify that they came back into this game and they got things figured out. 8-7 lead for G2, and in a map they started out 0-6. So that's impressive stuff headed into the halftime break, and we will be right back with the conclusion of Train.
We're back with the second half of map number 1. It's ENCE map pick, started on that T side. We mentioned it, they were 6-0 up, and then G2 woke up, ended up winning that half, 8-7. Got a tech pause right off the bat.
And it was really off the back of some really crispy, nice shots. We saw Jax just dominating towards that Ivy. It was just closed for business after a while. Kenny S hopping around. I mean, he only got like, what was it, 8 kills or something like that, but each kill, it was so fast. Good responses with that AWP, so that really enabled that comeback that you speak about, Robin.
Yeah, and it started off the round, the first one that G2 ended up winning. It started off with an aggressive inner play, not a push, but they were playing in that ramp there with 2 and a solid flashbang for, I believe it was Hunter getting the two kills inside. And then after that, they kind of woke up, got their money in order. Trade game was on point. And we'll see here now then, I mentioned it, ENCE on that CT side. They actually made the meta here a little bit when they picked this map up, and they were pretty dominant on it. They had a really good approach of having an answer for T-main that was used so much back in the day. And again, I mentioned T-main, and this is where G2 is ending up doing their pistol push. It's a 5-man T-main push outside.
A lot of pressure being applied to this bomb train, and ENCE, they don't have an answer. They're getting taken down like flies right now. Everyone finding the duels that they want. Hunter, he gets taken out. X7 actually gets a 2K, but man, he's got a lot of bodies here to take on. And there we go. Jax cleans up. What a nice pistol. It's so fast-paced. Just W out T-Con, make it onto the bomb train, and keep on the pressure. And that trade game for G2, it's been on point.
Yeah, and it's so important for him as well. We see here, obviously, we're watching Nexa, but if we pay attention to the X-ray, what the other 3 members from G2 is doing is that they're taking map control between 5 and 6 and trying to rush the bomb site. So he's the long-distance guy. He wants to be the one that, you know, ENCE is focusing on while the other guys are kind of getting the bomb site. Nice pistol round win for G2. And we mentioned it, ENCE, they won their pistol round win, but they almost lost their second round. It was a G2 stack for 5 guys inner. All 5 members of ENCE went down, but bomb exploded. And it's not going to be a very long tech pause, fortunately. So we're back live. And it's a buy from ENCE. Pretty similar to the G2 one. So Scout on Alu. Some HEs as well, 3 of them. And then some pistols. Train is really difficult on the T side when we talk about anti-ecos, because of the scouts, because of the long distance. Normally on the CT side, you tend to even buy 2 sometimes, and you have the close quarters with the pistols. And we'll see the approach here from G2, if it's any different compared to the ENCE side. But usually you lean inner or you lean ladder room. So you can kind of wide swing out there from E-box with control.
Good attempt on the double HE grenade through the windows. You mentioned the 3 grenades coming out of ENCE. They tried to nade over the ladder. I think that was fluffed. I don't think it made it, but I like the idea, man. If it landed, it would have done so much damage. 3 G2 members there. Jax, he actually sniffed out this ladder stack, so he's gonna Molotov them out, and at this point he's just creating distractions.
And this is the difference between G2 and ENCE here. Just because Jax gets the control, just gets the peek there on one of the person. You see the rotates from ENCE coming in. They had an inner stack as well, but they decide to go outside instead. And the timing is there from G2. What was looking to be maybe a competitive round, I don't think it's going to be just that anymore. As I say that though, Ariel with the flank gets the bomb down and picks up a weapon.
Yeah, that ladder control from Ariel early on allowed him to actually flank. Now he's got the bomb in front of him. None of the G2 members have any map control besides that Brown Hall. So right here with just the back of one flashbang and a Molotov from Nexa, he might be able to set these guys up with those Mac 10s to get in ENCE's face, create some sort of trade game situation. But ENCE, oh, Ariel, he just gets destroyed. Jax, he's got the bomb. They're going to plant.
Important HE from Nexa. You mentioned it, they didn't have a smoke on G2, and same from ENCE. They had bomb, but same thing, no nades, so they took a defensive setup. Was looking to be such a close round, still a very close round, but just since G2 managed to get the bomb back, get the bomb down as well, and then for ENCE to retake 3-on-3 with no nades. And it's a very, very close second round, very similar to what we saw in the previous half. But still the T's getting the better of it. And the decision here for previous round for G2, they opted not to buy. And I think we're going to see the same for ENCE, and I love that. Utility and weapons are key on the CT defense on train. So
Man,
don't take gambles.
That round was so wild. Omnic was all the way in connector, and all of a sudden Ariel just made some things happen with that flank.
He made some moves.
Yeah, made the moves. And this time around, it should be Almanac and Kenny S pressing forward, trying to farm some cash with those SMGs. And you see it, Kenny. He's poking and prodding towards this Ivy. He wants the money. Oh, no, this is Almanac. GG, Boomer Eyes.
It's an outside stack at least for ENCE. They're backlined though already, so we'll see what damage can be done here for ENCE. I don't think it's going to be a round win, but we always talk about this round of any kill you can get as a bonus. Even if you manage to save like an AK and stuff, it's great.
What a play from Almanac, dude. He just drops the smoke and baits a response, and they come right into his bait. He gets 3 kills for it. He's happy with that. I mean, at this point here, Jax, he's got all the information he wants, just taps away and cleans up as well. I like that. I like clever plays like that, and Almanac just showcasing it. Of course, that was no investments from ENCE off the back of just one flashbang. And it was a valiant effort, too, to flashbang and try to kill him out.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a bonus. You don't really expect a lot to be done here. USBs, no armor. Gets the 1 kill. You know, it's unfortunate as well as the SMG. Obviously, we talk about bonus rounds. Kenny S will still keep that. But we do have a full buy from ENCE. An AUG on X7. We don't see that all too often. This is a map that you can definitely get away with it. A lot of long distance duels. And it's a somewhat of a defensive / aggressive setup from ENCE. It's like a little bit in between. It's a good spot for Hunter, and he actually walks past the Molotov in ladder room that was thrown by ENCE. So it's great positioning early on here.
And what a recovery from Hunter. He actually got flashed by his own teammate there, but he's still able to adjust and recover and get 2 kills off the back of that. Jax, he's gained all this space because Hunter was able to get those 2 kills. He's already sniffed out X7 too. And man, this is such a nice, dominant round from G2. It was so simple. It was off the back of just one flash to give Hunter the confidence to go for a peek. And of course, Hunter being just such a great, exceptional player, he makes do work with that one flashbang. 2 kills off the back of it.
It's 12-to-1 run.
Yeah.
It is. and let's pay attention. You mentioned it, Christine. It looks like a simple round, but let's pay attention. I'm sure we're going to see the replay, hopefully from Hunter, but let's see what actually happens here. I speak so highly about the end setup here early on in the round, and the reason why this works out is because Hunter has such a great spawn in ladder room. He actually runs past the molly early on. And for ENCE, I'm not getting the first kill there. It is somewhat of a snowball effect, because basically what happens here, yeah, we kind of see the sequence. If we pay attention to the ENCE focus here and where the nades have been thrown, this is the very common setup I was referring to for the ENCE side, is they waste a lot of nades for the main area, and the Molotovs comes down in ladder room, and that's supposed to just be that you get like 6 seconds to put the focus on main, and then you go into ladder room. But because Hunter has such a good spot and good spawn, he comes down there past the molly, gets the first kill, and it all falls apart after that. So good early on aggression from G2, setting the pace. And as you mentioned, they've been on a roll. 6-0 up for ENCE, only managed to get the 1 round after that, 12-7. in the favor of G2 now. And ENCE with a low buy, half buy. They have some rifles and stuff, some armors. Not a lot of utility though. So we're expecting aggressive plays, or we're expecting the trading game to be on point with fast rotations.
Ooh, almost a pick onto Sergey.
So much damage.
So much, and there's just no utility for ENCE to work with. This is like G2 getting just a minute and a half of free reign across the whole map. Taking it slow. And with the bomb all the way back towards the trash bins, it looks like this is going to be a slow pinch on this outer bomb side. Maybe not so slow anymore. 40 seconds now on the clock, so G2, that's going to help. A kill towards the outer train yard. You can start to see the rotation shifting. 30. Oh, that's a shot, but I can't believe no one from G2 is taking up any of this space. It's all towards Ivy. If X7 can hold them off, time is going to start running low, and that becomes an opponent of the G2 attack. Mac-10 waiting for the flank down ladder. Awkward spam through the smoke. And what a timing for Aerial, and now again, there's the bomb, and they've waited too long. This hit has been way too slow, and G2's in a lot of trouble. I don't even know if they can do it. Sprinting to the bomb site right now. 5 seconds on the clock. Good kill. Now needs to protect him. Needs to find this frag. Aerial just tucks himself into E-Box. And he's won the round for ENCE.
With an ump flank, that T-Con kill, that's disgusting. I can't believe he got that long-range battle beating out an AK. And the timing in which he chose to flank, it was perfect. It was to perfection. It was as his teammates were under a lot of pressure. And this was, man, G2 had every advantage that they could have ever wanted in this round. You mentioned it, Jason, no utility on the ENCE players, working with scraps. They had to make a play like that, and it was off the back of Aerial.
I'm just so surprised without any utility that round got all the way down to 30 seconds before G2.
No one was willing to come out from G2.
No one was attacking.
Yeah.
Everyone was just kind of sitting and waiting for a mistake. Yeah, they never got it, and then that makes things awkward.
It's a good read here from ENCE early on. We see the setup. 3 people inside. And you can kind of manage this as well, especially when you have ladder control. It's Aerial. It's when he kind of needs to fall back, so you kind of see an extra rotate come in. But because the setup here from outside, it's a great setup here with X7 as well. You have one more by E-Box there. It's a Fnatic setup. But they just have the 2 kind of keep the same. So X7 is supposed to be there to keep team main control. He's also supposed to just pay attention to Ivy and be able to help Aerial. But then here, and that's why you kind of see this triple man stack here from ENCE on the inner bomb site. Nice entry though from Amanek. I wonder if they're going to be expecting a third. Probably not.
Whoa.
But they clear it. They clear it, and it's such a nice execute on the inner bomb site. And ENCE not getting a single person despite the stack. That doesn't bode good for the remaining rounds of this half.
No, I mean, Amanek, he hit some nice shots, but ENCE didn't even know he was there. He just waltzed down lower ramp and made his way pressing W. We saw it with the Mac-10. We see it here with the AK-47. And with even more success. 2 players not even looking at it. And he gets a third to finish it off. That's a dream scenario for Amanek. I mean, he's thinking that's just way too easy.
And again, if you're ENCE, that's not what you want to happen. They win the 1 round, lose the next. And looking at the money, it's 13 rounds as well. Smart play here though from ENCE, not buying. I understand it's frustrating, but you really didn't have enough money for a good buy. Usually you might see some SMGs and scouts. But saving for next. Still not going to be the best of buys for next, but definitely better than this one. But you need to start getting some more rounds on the board here if you're ENCE, even on this round. It's Armor and Deagles.
Oh,
okay.
Wait.
Where'd that come from? Is that a teammate?
Yeah. Aerial making up for it once again with that ump. They're actually going to be able to collect this AWP, but G2, they're responding, and they're responding fast. Sergey, he's got to be ready.
Oh,
and
my
he
Lord.
is. That's a good response. Another one? Oh, he gets taken out by Nexa here. Nexa, he's going to have full control. That AWP, it's on Alu's back. They've got half armor.
They have to go for this, right? Like, surely.
Oh, he spotted him.
My Lord.
He was half blind, I think.
Yeah, it looked like Alu was going to have the time to recover. Another trade. And you can't even fault ENCE for rotating in. That is a wild little exchange. 14-8, G2 marching towards victory.
Another close round. That's, I guess, the only positive you can say about that. But if we look at G2's money, it doesn't really matter. They have so much in the bank. And we do see a swap here from ENCE, and I'm guessing it's going to be a tactical from them as well. X7 opt for the opt up this time around, rather than the AUG. But he has been the secondary person with at least a scoped weapon. But we should see maybe a little bit of a change in pace here. Depending on spawns. Double op, we might see one go inner, or we might also even see an aggressive Ivy play with one of the rifles to try and get some early map control. They also still have enough nades if they want to take ladder control here early on. Kind of the same setup I was alluding to before. The only thing you have to be mindful of, obviously, I mentioned the spawns. Hunter, the same spawn he had last round there with the ladder rooms. He could come down here from ladder and kind of get past the molly. He could also just jump out of T-main here towards E-box. It's a pre-move. He does that a lot from the side of Astralis, but that's not going to happen. Like I mentioned, good spawn towards ladder room here, so he's actually going to go down. This is exactly the same sequence. ENCE is ready for it this time around, though. Now it's all about getting the answer to this. Nicely done. And this is where we should see a stop here from the early aggression.
That's not a bad start though for G2. Getting in ladder room, even though you have to waste those Molotovs, or I mean waste the smokes to put out the Molotovs, you're applying a lot of pressure on this defense, and now they've got to use utility to hold it back, so that's going to force it out much earlier. And look what they have. One more smoke, 3 flashbangs for this ENCE defense, and G2 can just sit tight, and they can go for a full set piece if they'd like.
Exactly, and exactly like you said, Jason, here's the problem for ENCE. You kind of want to retake this ladder control or do something else. You can't get stuck the way you're sitting here right here. Now, granted, you have the 4-man stack. Hunter gets the kill on Aerial too. This is not looking great. They're all spread out as well. We talk about trading games. It's not going to be there. So now we're all talking about individual superstar performance. Sunny needs to at least clear this area. But it's all falling apart. They're way too spread for this.
That's a good start, though. And he knows the ladder player. Oh, he knew, but Sunny.
Oh, God, that's awkward. Hunter is going to go down somehow. He's won that fight, and Alu going to find an easy one onto Almanek. Things have gotten really out of control for G2 despite a good early start. The relocation over towards Ivy is massive, but if Kenny S can find one kill early on, ooh, and this could be a great play for him to make.
Yeah, this is actually...
He's got to be careful, though. He's putting himself away from an angle on that bomb. He's patiently waiting. Both players coming from Ivy. Alu and Sunny trying to keep ENCE in this game, prevent G2 from getting up to map point. Kenny going to start sliding in. They might assume he's up above. You're never going to assume he's here. There's the first shot. Oh, no, and he thought the defuse would have been stuck. It's a full 10 seconds, but I think Sunny should have it.
Great round from Sunny, and once again...
Oh, no. Oh, dear.
Oh, no, he doesn't have enough time. And I mentioned it, Sunny, we talk about the superstar performance because the spread, how spread ENCE was. Sunny needed to take control there of T-main. He gets that one. It makes it a close round, but no kit.
You know, this G2 team, we often say the names of Nexa and Hunter, which is obviously for good reason. Obviously, Kenny S is going to be up there for good reason. Jax has been playing so well for G2 recently.
Yeah.
He's got such snappy aim.
He's quick. He's quick, man. And he's such a likable player, too.
And remember the early conversation around him was his struggles to kind of communicate in English and understand. Like, maybe this is just him getting more comfortable and you know, the communication being much easier for him as time has gone on.
Yeah.
But what an escalation in his gameplay. Almanek's not playing bad at all by any means either.
Yeah. I wonder if Jax thinks in English now in Counter-Strike.
Yeah, I'd be curious.
But yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I mean, Jax, he's such a solid player too. Even when he's not fragging like this, he's the discipline that he shows to make sure that the success of the squad is always there. It's admirable to see, and he's a really enjoyable player to watch. He always plays within his role, and he does an exceptional job at it. Here, right now, you see him entering into the site off the back of some utility off of G2, and he's going to buy some space, but Alu is doing Alu things. Equalizes, making this a 3 versus 3, but Nexa, he's already planting.
Oh, that's I can't believe he actually hit those shots on straight down. Hunter's going to get close up towards the trains. Good kill for Kenny S. Oh, he fell asleep
Dude,
at the
this
wheel.
ump on aerial.
Yeah, it's beastly, but unfortunately it doesn't work at that range. And now X7, a 1 versus 2 with the map on the line. What can he bring to the table? Tagged by the AK, peaked by Kenny S, 16-8. That is a 16-2 run from G2 to close things out. I mean, not really close things out, just that's pretty much just it. They started out 6. That's...
I mean, what a performance, right? Like, it was a good start from ENCE, and that winning the first early on inner bomb start aggression from G2 kind of sets the pace there after. They wake up after that. And as Jason mentioned, 16-2 after 6-0 up for ENCE. And this is their map pick. And it doesn't bode well. I feel like they had some... They have some rounds that kind of turned around. That's a lot of rounds that G2 ends up getting away with just a 1 member alive, or even, you know, even 0 members alive. Bomb going off. Even we saw there around the second to last round, gets everyone killed, but then don't have time for the defuse, and that's a G2 win.
Yeah, a nice G2 win. Either way, I think we're gonna head to a break, and we'll be right back with the next map.